Good morning, Miss Walker. It was 6 o'clock in the morning on the 45th floor of a tall Chicago skyscraper. Jennifer Walker, wearing her navy suit, walked into her firm's bright office and gave a small nod to the cleaning staff as they greeted her. She headed straight to her desk by the big window. Outside, the sun hadn't fully come up yet, but she could already see tulips blooming all along Michigan Avenue below. Her office walls displayed many awards she had won over the years, and her Forbes magazine cover hung there too, though she had put it in a quiet corner. Jennifer was now the head of one of the best-known architectural firms in Chicago. She often worked late into the night at this desk, alone but determined. Her soft makeup and simple suit showed her calm strength. Nothing and no one could shake her now. She had started all this herself, after graduating top of her class at the University of Chicago's School of Architecture. She opened her own firm when she turned 30. Reaching $10 million in yearly income hadn't been easy. She had done every project honestly, sometimes staying up for days when big deadlines came. On her phone, a voicemail waited. "Jenny, we're off to Hawaii. We're celebrating Ashley's birthday." It was her mother's cheerful voice. Patricia was a very successful real estate agent in Chicago's North Shore. Most weekends, Patricia would throw big brunch parties at her old mansion, surrounded by fancy friends, expensive flowers, and plenty of champagne. In the background of the message, Jennifer could hear Ashley's excited voice too. "Mom, this hotel room is amazing." Ashley was Jennifer's younger sister. She was known as a famous lifestyle influencer with over 1 million followers. She was also listed as the head of an architecture company, but Jennifer knew Ashley had no real business skills. She just looked good on camera. Ashley's Instagram was always full of photos from the Ritz-Carlton, yacht parties, and fancy spa days. Each post got thousands of likes. Jennifer had texted her mother the day before, "Is work okay?" But it was her stepfather, Robert, who had called back instead. "Jennifer, can you handle all the family paperwork this week?" he asked in his cold, clipped voice. Robert had married Patricia about 10 years ago. He was an investment banker and liked to show off his expensive taste. Every year he bought a new luxury car. Now, a shiny Bentley sat in their garage. He went skiing in Aspen every winter and never pretended to care about Jennifer. He made his dislike clear. "Yes, I understand," Jennifer said softly, and hung up. On her wrist, she wore her father's old Cartier watch, one of the few things that gave her comfort. She looked out the window and saw the sun finally rising over Chicago. In the distance, she could see her small townhouse in Wicker Park. Just last night, she had stayed up until 2 in the morning fixing Ashley's company's financial records again. Behind Ashley's shiny life online, her company was nearly falling apart. Jennifer's own birthday was coming next week, her 35th. She already knew how it would go. The year before, and the years before that, her family hadn't even called. Her mother's vacation photos from Palm Beach never included her. If someone asked Jennifer about holidays, she always said she was too busy, though she knew the truth was, no one ever asked her to come along. After work, she would sometimes look at her old family photo album, the one from when her father was still alive. In the photos, they looked like a normal, happy family. Her mother used to smile at her then, but after her father's funeral, her mother's love faded away. All her attention shifted to Ashley instead. A tear fell onto the expensive Crane and Company paper on her desk, but even with her hurt feelings locked deep inside, Jennifer still did everything for her family. She managed papers, she fixed tax problems, she helped keep up the image of a perfect family that only looked real from the outside. Her clients respected her, her employees trusted her, but the thing she wanted most, love from her family, was the one thing she could never have. 1 week later, Jennifer stood on the 45th floor of Willis Tower, finishing her big presentation. Outside the huge glass windows, the whole Chicago skyline shone in the orange sunset. She could see Millennium Park below, full of blooming tulips. "Miss Walker, thank you for the excellent proposal. We'll be providing you with a special bonus." One of the top developers shook her hand with a big smile. This project alone would raise her firm's yearly income by 20%. It was the best birthday gift she could imagine, something she had earned herself, with no one else's help. As she left the conference room, other executives came by to shake her hand too. People called her the best architect in the city. It made her feel proud, but somewhere in her heart, it still felt a little empty. Back at her office, she found a small bouquet waiting for her, white calla lilies and blue flowers she loved, Her staff knew her tastes so well. A card read, "Happy birthday, Jennifer," signed by every single person who worked for her. "Boss, please leave early today. Enjoy celebrating with your family," said Nigel, her head designer, as he handed her coffee. Jennifer just smiled. She quietly changed into a simple but elegant navy cocktail dress she'd recently bought from a fancy shop. The soft fabric made her feel strong yet graceful. She put on her father's Cartier watch once more, as if he were beside her. A small hope rose in her chest. Maybe this year will be different. Driving north on Lakeshore Drive in the fading light, Jennifer remembered how her father used to take this same road to a downtown restaurant every year for her birthday. Those warm memories were hers alone now, never spoken of by her mother or sister anymore. As she turned into Wicker Park, she saw unfamiliar luxury cars parked outside her mother's grand old house, 2 new Rolls-Royces, a red Ferrari, and her stepfather's shiny Bentley. The street was bright and busy tonight. She opened the front door. Laughter, bright lights, and clinking glasses filled the air. The big crystal chandelier sparkled above dozens of people in gowns and tuxedos. Expensive food from a Michelin-starred chef sat untouched on long tables. "Everyone, thank you for viewing my new jewelry collection," Patricia's voice rang out. She stood in the middle of the room, wearing a custom diamond necklace that shimmered under the lights. Important guests stood around her, raising glasses in praise. Ashley held up her new iPhone, smiling wide. "Mom, our live stream has 500,000 views already." She twirled in a new Dior dress flown in from Paris. This, fame, attention, was her stage. Jennifer stepped inside. For a second, the room fell quiet. People looked at her. Then her mother's smile returned, cold and polished. "Oh, Jennifer, you're early today." Patricia's eyes showed only surprise, and a hint of annoyance. Jennifer glanced around. "What's going on here?" Ashley walked up, her high heels clicking on the marble floor. She tilted her head and smiled. "Mom's new jewelry launch party. Everyone was only free tonight, so we had to do it today." Her stepfather lifted his glass. "Can you help with the cleanup afterward?" he asked lazily. Patricia laughed softly. "Oh yes, it is your birthday today, isn't it?" The room filled with laughter again. Champagne glasses clinked. Not one person looked her in the eye to say happy birthday. Jennifer slowly turned away. She walked up the grand stairs. The soft Persian carpet muffled her footsteps. In her old childhood room, she sat at her small desk. She took out her father's old Montblanc pen and a piece of her best paper. She wiped her eyes. Then, calmly, she began to write the truth, every hidden lie she had kept to herself, her sister's failing company behind all the staged posts, her mother's secret real estate deals and unpaid taxes, her stepfather's misuse of client money. She wrote it all down, the real story of this perfect family. Jennifer had always been the hidden pillar of her family's fancy life. For years, she secretly stayed up late, fixing mistakes, covering debts, and keeping up the image they wanted the world to see. Now, for the first time, she decided to stop. She carefully placed the letters she had written on thick, expensive paper onto the grand living room table. It sat there under the chandelier's light like a quiet bomb that would soon break their illusion of a perfect family. Upstairs, she packed only a few things, clothes, her laptop, and her father's old watch, into her small Louis Vuitton travel bag. Then she pulled out her phone and booked a dinner for one at one of the city's best restaurants. "Good evening, Ms. Walker. We have the chef's table ready for you," the restaurant's concierge, Elena, said politely on the phone. Downstairs, laughter, clinking glasses, and her sister's loud voice filled the house. Champagne corks popped, people toasted with shining smiles, and her sister kept her phone pointed at her own face for her Instagram fans. Nobody noticed Jennifer slipping quietly out the front door into the cool night air. She got into her car and drove down Michigan Avenue. Soft classical music played while the city lights passed by her window. When she reached the restaurant, a kind man named Michael Moran, the service director, welcomed her warmly. "Ms. Walker, please follow me. We have prepared the chef's table upstairs." She walked up a spiral staircase to a private glass room overlooking Chicago's glittering skyline. The table was set with crisp white linen, and the crystal glasses sparkled under the soft light. "You're dining alone tonight?" Michael asked gently. "Yes," Jennifer said quietly. "It's my birthday." For a moment, Michael's eyes softened. "Then may I bring you a wine that suits this special day?" "Soon, The sommelier brought her a bottle of rare wine, Romani Conti from 1988, the year she was born. The deep red liquid shone like a jewel as it poured into her glass. 1988 was a good year, the sommelier said with a warm smile. Jennifer smiled too, thinking back, long ago, before her father died, her family would come to this same restaurant every year for her birthday. Her mother always ordered her favorite, warm chocolate soufflé, but those days were gone. Her meal began with a small dish of truffles and caviar, so carefully prepared it looked like art. Each course that followed was full of kindness she could taste. Every bite reminded her that someone had cared enough to make it special, just for her. Her phone buzzed. She glanced at the screen. It was another photo her sister posted from the party, her mother laughing in her diamond necklace, her stepfather with his glass raised high, her sister in her fancy dress. Jennifer's heart tightened a little when she saw the comments. So perfect. Goals. What a beautiful family. But not one person online knew she was never really there. Michael returned with another glass of champagne, the same Dom Perignon they were serving at her mother's party. But here, the bubbles seemed softer and sweeter. Did you know they say champagne bubbles mean happiness? He asked kindly. Jennifer felt tears fill her eyes. A stranger's gentle wish for her happiness felt warmer than anything her own family had said in years. Her main course came next, tender slices of Wagyu beef with vegetables carefully laid out like a painting. Then Michael handed her a small envelope. This is for you, a birthday card from all of us here. Inside, every member of the kitchen staff had signed it. Small messages like happy birthday, and wishing you joy, were written in simple, warm handwriting. As she read their notes, tears rolled down her cheeks. For the first time in years, someone had remembered her birthday simply because they cared. When dessert arrived, Jennifer froze. It was chocolate soufflé, just like her father used to order for her. The sweet, warm smell brought back memories of him smiling across the table. Did you enjoy your evening? Michael asked as she stood to leave. Jennifer smiled through tears. Yes, this was the best birthday of my life. She walked out to her car feeling light, the city lights reflecting in her eyes. While she drove, the party at her mother's house was winding down. Inside the mansion, Patricia turned to her youngest daughter. Ashley, call Jennifer, she must be upstairs working again. Ashley clicked up the stairs in her designer heels but found the room empty. Her mother came up too. She's not here, Patricia said, looking puzzled. Suddenly, Robert's voice echoed from the living room. Patricia, Ashley, come here, now. They hurried down. On the glass coffee table lay Jennifer's letter, her calm words written in clear black ink, each line ready to break their lies. Patricia's hands trembled as she read. To Mother, Ashley, and Robert. Until now, I have stayed silent to protect this family. Tonight, on my 35th birthday, I have decided to tell the truth. Ashley gasped. Ashley, your company is deeply in debt behind the pretty photos. I'm ending all secret payments and client deals I gave you. Ashley's phone buzzed again. She looked down and saw her followers dropping by the thousands. Someone had begun to share the truth. Patricia's face turned pale. Mother, the fake real estate deals and unpaid taxes for 3 years, I sent everything to the authorities. The forged papers in my name will come to light now. Robert's hand shook. His whiskey glass slipped and shattered on the floor. Robert, I gave the SEC proof of your stolen client funds. The signatures you made me give you will expose you too. They stood frozen as their world crashed down around them. Ashley's phone kept buzzing with angry comments. Patricia's phone rang, her biggest client cutting ties. Robert's private line rang non-stop with furious investors pulling out. Jennifer's final line glowed in the soft light. This is my final gift to you. The next morning, the Chicago Tribune headline screamed, High Society Family Scandal Rocks City. Patricia's real estate empire crumbled overnight. Ashley's sponsorships vanished. Robert's cars were hauled away one by one as evidence. That night, under the same crystal chandelier where they had laughed so easily, the three sat in silence, broke, alone, exposed. The loyal butler stepped forward, voice calm but sad. Madam, I must resign today. I'm sorry. He quietly closed the door behind him, leaving them in their empty castle. 1 year later, Jennifer sat in her bright office, now spread over 2 floors in Willis Tower. Her firm's income had tripled. She was about to appear on the cover of Forbes again, this time not for her family's fake glory but for her own true success. On her desk sat a photo of children from the foster care center she now helped every weekend. Their small hands had made her birthday cards, their laughter had filled her empty heart in a way her old family never could. Her sister now worked part-time at a cafe, her mother's expensive clothes were long gone, her stepfather, no longer wealthy, spent lonely afternoons at a public park. They lived off quiet checks Jennifer still sent, not for love, but because she would not be cruel. Letters from her mother, full of regret, lay unopened in a drawer. Maybe one day she would answer them, maybe not. Walking along Michigan Avenue that spring, she watched the tulips sway in the wind, the same flowers she saw every year from her office window. At the foster care center, a little girl handed her a handmade card. "Happy birthday, Jennifer, I'm so glad you're here." Tears filled Jennifer's eyes. For the first time, they were not from pain, but from the warmth of true family. The night sky above Chicago sparkled with 1,000 stars. Jennifer Walker finally knew she was free. She finally knew what real love was, and in her heart, for the first time in her life, she felt completely, truly happy.